Sonic 1029.
Hey, it's Brooklyn. Today I'm hanging out with a band that you know really well. They have a new album out right now. It's called Is For Lovers, and they make music that I want to dance to in a grimy basement. It's Death from Above.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. We're going to jump into everything. Congrats on the new album and the new song and all that. We're going to celebrate all of that. But first, I want to go back in time. This is a question for each of you because the answer may be a bit different. Do you remember the last show you played, the last live show, like the crowd, the smell of the crowd, the smell of the venue? What do you remember?
Wasn't the last show we played in Edmonton?
Yeah. We played at the Starlite for some volunteers. That was our last show.
And it started out, okay. I just remember that in the daytime when we set up, there was no snow. And by the time we were singing karaoke next door, there was a lot of snow.
Oh yeah, did we play?
That sounds like Edmonton.
We sang karaoke with Cadence Weapon?
Cadence Weapon, yeah. He was like, let's go sing karaoke. and then we did that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty fun. Okay, so talking about quarantine, Jesse, did you take up any new hobbies?
Did you know that our last show was in Edmonton? Is that why you asked?
Oh yeah, I was there. I was at the show. But I wanted to know if you remembered anything, because the smell of the venue, all of that.
Well, we don't have any other shows to think about between then and now, so it's alone in my mind.
Okay, so this new album, let's jump in. Did you have it written before the quarantine, or how did that work? Was it on a laptop somewhere, just waiting to be unleashed?
We recorded the music in February, March 2019, and then I took the music and wrote songs to it over the course of that year. And so we were finished the records. Jesse mastered it initially in March 2020. So it's been sitting on a dusty shelf at a record label, digital shelf at a record label for 1 year.
A dusty drive?
Luckily though, we've had that time with it, and Jesse was able to remaster, but more than that, we're really close to the record. Like, we still love it, which is
that's awesome.
Yeah, I've listened to this record far more than the nature of making the record ourselves. I listened to it an insane amount of times in different forms, but as an album, I've listened to it way more than any of our other records.
Okay, so then the single 1+1 that coincided with the birth of your child, and there's a line in it that I love. I walk in, the kid starts dancing, my heart goes boom, boom, boom. 1+1 is 3. That's magic. You and me. That's so romantic. Is that a true story? Did you walk into the room and your baby in the womb is dancing? Yeah,
she would start to move around as I was driving up the street. Like, the dog used to bark when I drove. Yeah, that's
exactly what I was thinking about. Yeah.
But she would start moving around in Eva's stomach. And then I would come in, and she would be super active in there, just dancing around. She's a
that's pretty awesome.
She's a big kid, and my wife thought that she was getting a foot kick, like a kick drum kick, but it was actually a knee, because she's so long that she was just all folded up and bashing around in there.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Now it's in your art forever. That's pretty cool. You'll be able to show her that one day. Mm-hmm. So Jesse, want to talk about this 1+1 song too. You sample Rob Zombie. That's like an iconic riff. Have you always been sitting on that? Have you always wanted to include that in your music? How did that come to be?
Just like the riff in general?
Yeah, what about it?
I don't know. I mean, I actually thought it was the closest Seb's let me get to a blues riff in a really long time. See, my default is to always turn to the blues, and because that's what I listened to the most growing up and learned how to play. But Seb, when we made our last record, Seb wrote on a whiteboard in the studio, "Avoid the blues." So I tried not to do it, but yet I got away with this one.
All right, well, congrats on the new album. Congrats on expanding your families as well. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for the chat.
Thank you.
I look forward to rocking out. See ya.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, bye.
Bye.
Are you Sonic? Sonic 1029.